A critical environmental crisis unfolds beneath the ocean surface. Coral reefs, vital ecosystems, are facing unprecedented threats. Netflix's documentary, Chasing Coral, brings this urgent situation to light. The film documents the rapid disappearance of these colorful underwater cities. Scientists and divers embark on a mission to capture irrefutable evidence of the destruction. This is not a distant problem, it is happening now, impacting marine life and global climate systems. The world watches as reefs vanish at an alarming rate, demanding immediate attention and action. The Netflix original, Chasing Coral, directed by Jeff Orlowski, presents a compelling narrative of environmental collapse. This feature-length documentary premiered in 2017, immediately drawing global attention. It follows a team of passionate individuals dedicated to exposing the devastating effects of ocean warming. The film serves as a visual record, showcasing the beauty of healthy reefs and the stark reality of their decline. It's a call to witness what many cannot see firsthand, urging viewers to acknowledge the scale of the crisis. Corals are not merely rocks, they are living animals, colonial organisms composed of thousands of tiny polyps. These polyps host symbiotic algae called zooxanthellae, which provide corals with most of their energy and vibrant colors. Reefs form over millennia, creating complex structures that serve as nurseries and habitats for countless marine species. The health of these intricate structures is directly linked to the health of the entire ocean. Understanding their biology is crucial to grasping the gravity of their current state, as documented by Chasing Coral researchers. Coral bleaching is a stark visual indicator of environmental stress. When ocean temperatures rise, corals expel the zooxanthellae algae living in their tissues. This expulsion causes the coral to lose its color, turning stark white. While bleached coral is not immediately dead, it is severely weakened and vulnerable to disease. Prolonged bleaching events ultimately lead to widespread coral mortality. Chasing Coral captures this phenomenon in unprecedented detail, showing the rapid transformation from vibrant ecosystems to desolate underwater graveyards. The primary driver behind the current global bleaching events is rising ocean temperatures. According to scientific consensus, human-induced climate change is causing the world's oceans to absorb excess heat. This elevated thermal stress pushes corals beyond their tolerance limits. Even a slight increase of 1 to 2 degrees Celsius can trigger mass bleaching. The film Chasing Coral emphasizes how these temperature spikes, often linked to El Niño cycles exacerbated by global warming, devastate entire reef systems within weeks. This is a direct consequence of a warming planet. The Chasing Coral expedition is led by Richard Vevers, a former advertising executive turned ocean advocate. Vevers founded the Ocean Agency, an organization dedicated to ocean conservation through compelling visuals. His mission began when he realized the world was largely unaware of the extent of coral degradation. He envisioned a project that would deliver undeniable visual evidence of coral bleaching to a global audience. The film documents his ambitious undertaking, assembling a diverse team to achieve this challenging photographic feat. Vevers' vision for Chasing Coral was clear: to create time-lapse footage showing coral reefs bleaching in real time. This concept aimed to provide visual proof that static images and scientific reports often fail to convey. He understood the power of visual storytelling to galvanize public opinion and drive action. The technical challenges were immense, requiring custom-built underwater camera systems capable of long-term deployment and consistent image capture. This ambitious plan forms the core of the documentary's groundbreaking efforts to raise awareness. To accomplish such a monumental task, Vevers assembled a specialized team. This included marine biologists, experienced divers, and expert engineers. Each member brought unique skills crucial to the mission's success. The documentary highlights the collaborative spirit and dedication required to overcome logistical and technical hurdles. From developing robust underwater camera systems to planning complex expeditions in remote locations, the team worked tirelessly. Their collective expertise made the ambitious goal of documenting global coral bleaching a tangible reality. A pivotal member of the team is Zach Rago, a self-proclaimed coral nerd and passionate enthusiast. Rago's deep understanding of coral biology and behavior proved invaluable. His expertise guided the team in identifying ideal locations and understanding the nuanced signs of coral stress. The film portrays Rago's emotional connection to the reefs, making his personal journey central to the narrative. His dedication underscores the human element of the crisis, demonstrating the profound impact of coral loss on individuals deeply invested in ocean health. The mission required significant technical innovation. Standard underwater cameras could not capture the slow, subtle process of coral bleaching over weeks or months. The team developed custom time-lapse camera rigs, designed to withstand harsh ocean environments. These systems needed to be autonomous, reliable, and capable of maintaining precise angles and lighting for extended periods. Chasing Coral showcases the ingenuity behind these devices, which became the eyes of the project, documenting the irreversible changes occurring beneath the waves. This technology was crucial for visual evidence. Documenting coral bleaching presents formidable challenges. The team faced unpredictable weather, strong currents, and remote locations. Equipment failures were common, and the sheer scale of the ocean made finding and monitoring specific reefs difficult. Chasing Coral highlights the immense physical and logistical demands on the crew. Divers spent countless hours underwater, battling technical glitches and environmental hazards. Their perseverance underscores the urgency of their mission, demonstrating the lengths to which they went to gather this crucial visual data about the deteriorating reefs. The team meticulously selected key reef sites for their time-lapse installations. Initial focus centered on the Great Barrier Reef, a globally significant but increasingly vulnerable ecosystem. Other locations included American Samoa, Hawaii, and various sites in the Caribbean. These choices were based on scientific projections of where bleaching events were most likely to occur, allowing the team to maximize their chances of capturing the phenomenon. The diverse geographic spread emphasized the global nature of the crisis documented by Chasing Coral researchers. The Great Barrier Reef, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, became a primary focus for the Chasing Coral team. This iconic natural wonder, stretching over 2,300 kilometers, is home to thousands of species. The film documents the team's efforts to install time-lapse cameras across various sections of the reef. The scale of the task mirrored the immense size of the reef itself. Researchers carefully monitored water temperatures and conditions, awaiting the inevitable thermal stress event that scientists predicted would trigger mass bleaching in this critical area. After deploying their advanced camera systems, the Chasing Coral team faced a period of anxious waiting. Coral bleaching is a natural phenomenon that has increased dramatically in frequency and intensity due to climate change. Scientists predicted major bleaching events, but the exact timing and severity remained uncertain. The team's patience was tested as they meticulously monitored data, hoping to capture the pivotal moments of change. This waiting period underscores the scientific rigor and anticipation involved in documenting an unfolding ecological disaster. As ocean temperatures continued to rise, the first subtle signs of coral stress began to appear. Corals, initially vibrant, started to lighten in color, an early indicator of the impending bleaching event. The team, guided by Zach Rago's expertise, observed these changes with a mix of scientific fascination and growing apprehension. Chasing Coral captures these preliminary stages, showing how a once healthy reef can quickly transition into a state of severe distress. These initial observations confirmed the scientific predictions and intensified the team's mission. The time-lapse cameras began to capture the dramatic transformation. Over days and weeks, the vibrant blues, greens, and browns of the coral reefs faded to ghostly white. Chasing Coral reveals this devastating process in accelerated sequences, showcasing the speed at which entire ecosystems can collapse. The visual evidence is compelling and heartbreaking. It confirms what scientists have warned: mass coral bleaching events are not theoretical but a stark, observable reality occurring globally right now. The film brings this hidden catastrophe directly to viewers. The core triumph of Chasing Coral lies in its ability to provide undeniable visual evidence. The time-lapse footage acts as a powerful witness, documenting the bleaching process with scientific precision and emotional impact. Unlike static images or complex data, the film's visuals allow anyone to grasp the severity and speed of coral reef degradation. This evidence serves as a direct counter to climate change skepticism, presenting an unfiltered view of ecological change. The team's arduous work delivers proof that demands attention. Coral reefs are often called the rainforests of the sea due to their immense biodiversity. As documented in Chasing Coral, the bleaching and death of corals have catastrophic ripple effects on marine ecosystems. Fish, invertebrates, and other organisms that rely on reefs for food, shelter, and breeding grounds are left without habitat. This leads to population declines, disrupting the entire food web. The film illustrates how a healthy, teeming reef quickly becomes a barren landscape, fundamentally altering the balance of ocean life. The ecological consequences are profound and far-reaching. The bleaching events documented in Chasing Coral are not isolated incidents. They represent a global phenomenon. Major bleaching episodes have affected reefs across the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Oceans. The film underscores that no coral reef is immune to the impacts of rising ocean temperatures. From the iconic Great Barrier Reef to remote atolls, the crisis is pervasive. This global scale emphasizes the systemic nature of climate change and its universal threat to marine biodiversity. The documentary provides a stark, global snapshot. The film details the team's work in American Samoa, a U.S. territory in the South Pacific known for its rich coral biodiversity. Despite its remote location, these reefs were not spared. Chasing Coral documents a severe bleaching event that swept through the region, transforming vibrant corals into stark white skeletons. The rapid degradation observed in American Samoa mirrored that of other sites, emphasizing the widespread nature of the crisis. This region serves as another powerful testament to the global reach and severity of coral bleaching. Hawaii's beautiful and ecologically important reefs have also faced significant bleaching. Chasing Coral highlights the challenges faced by local scientists and conservationists in Hawaii as they combat rising ocean temperatures. The film shows the iconic Hawaiian reef ecosystems undergoing dramatic color loss. These events not only threaten biodiversity but also impact Hawaii's tourism industry and traditional cultural practices tied to the ocean. The documentary brings this urgent struggle to the forefront, demonstrating the local consequences of a global problem. Palmyra Atoll, a pristine and remote marine wilderness in the Central Pacific, served as a benchmark for what healthy reefs should look like. Chasing Coral initially showcases its untouched beauty, teeming with sharks and vibrant corals. However, even this seemingly protected paradise succumbed to a mass bleaching event. The film documents the heartbreaking transformation, illustrating that even the most isolated and seemingly resilient ecosystems are vulnerable. Palmyra's story serves as a potent warning: no reef is safe from the warming oceans. Witnessing the rapid destruction of coral reefs takes a profound emotional toll on the Chasing Coral team. The documentary captures their raw reactions of despair, frustration, and helplessness as they watch entire ecosystems die. Zach Rago, in particular, expresses deep grief over the loss of something he dedicated his life to understanding and protecting. This personal dimension humanizes the scientific mission, underscoring the emotional weight of environmental collapse. Their experience serves as a microcosm of the global heartbreak over nature's decline. Chasing Coral visually reinforces the established scientific consensus on climate change and its impact on oceans. The film's observational data aligns perfectly with decades of research indicating rising ocean temperatures as the primary cause of mass bleaching. It translates complex scientific models into undeniable visual proof. The documentary provides an urgent, real-world case study validating expert warnings about the accelerating pace of environmental degradation. This visual evidence strengthens the scientific call for immediate global climate action. The film raises a critical question: are we approaching a point of no return for coral reefs? Scientists featured in Chasing Coral warn that if ocean temperatures continue their upward trend, mass bleaching events will become more frequent and severe, making recovery impossible. The documentary highlights the irreversible nature of widespread coral death and the potential for a fundamental shift in marine ecosystems. This urgent narrative emphasizes the narrow window of opportunity remaining to mitigate the worst impacts and prevent a global ecological catastrophe. The loss of coral reefs carries severe economic consequences, affecting millions globally. Reefs support vital fishing industries, protect coastlines from erosion, and drive significant tourism revenues. Chasing Coral touches upon how communities dependent on healthy reefs face economic collapse as these ecosystems disappear. From small island nations to coastal communities in larger countries, the ripple effects are immense. The film argues that protecting reefs is not just an environmental imperative but an economic necessity for coastal populations worldwide. Coral reefs are fundamental to global food security, particularly for communities in developing nations. They provide habitat for fish species that form a crucial part of human diets. The degradation documented in Chasing Coral directly threatens this food source. As reefs die, fish populations decline, leading to shortages and exacerbating poverty in regions already struggling. This environmental crisis quickly becomes a humanitarian concern, impacting nutritional access for vulnerable populations. The film stresses the interconnectedness of ocean health and human well-being. Chasing Coral is fundamentally a call for global awareness. The filmmakers believe that widespread understanding of the crisis is the first step toward effective action. By making the invisible destruction visible, the documentary aims to spark conversations and inspire change. It challenges viewers to confront the reality of climate change's immediate impacts on the natural world. The urgency of its message is clear: the time to act on coral reef protection and climate change mitigation is now, before it is truly too late for these vital ecosystems. Beyond documenting the tragedy, Chasing Coral also inspires conservation efforts. The film highlights the dedication of those fighting to protect reefs and calls for broader engagement. It encourages support for marine protected areas, sustainable fishing practices, and global efforts to reduce carbon emissions. While the scale of the problem is immense, the documentary suggests that collective action can still make a difference. It serves as a reminder that individual choices and policy changes contribute to the future of our oceans and their precious coral inhabitants. Addressing the coral crisis requires multifaceted solutions. Scientists emphasize the critical need for drastic reductions in global carbon emissions to slow ocean warming. Locally, efforts include restoring damaged reefs, managing pollution, and controlling overfishing. Chasing Coral indirectly advocates for these strategies, presenting the devastating consequences of inaction. The film's urgent message aligns with global calls for policy changes that prioritize environmental protection and sustainable development. These measures are crucial for giving reefs a fighting chance at recovery. The documentary subtly conveys that individual actions, when aggregated, contribute to the larger problem and potential solutions. From reducing personal carbon footprints to supporting sustainable seafood choices, every decision matters. Chasing Coral empowers viewers by showing that while the problem is global, collective individual efforts can drive change. It's a reminder that advocacy, education, and responsible consumption are powerful tools in the fight to save coral reefs. The film aims to transform passive viewers into active environmental stewards. Ultimately, widespread policy and governance changes are essential for long-term reef protection. Chasing Coral implicitly calls for stronger international agreements on climate change, better enforcement of marine protection laws, and increased funding for ocean research. The film's compelling evidence makes a case for leaders to prioritize environmental policies that safeguard these critical ecosystems. It suggests that without robust government action, the efforts of scientists and conservationists may prove insufficient against the scale of the global warming threat. Coral reefs have existed for millions of years, shaping marine environments and supporting life on Earth. Their enduring legacy is one of resilience and biodiversity. However, chasing coral illustrates that this legacy is now severely threatened. The film serves as a historical record, documenting a pivotal moment in the planet's ecological history. It captures what we stand to lose, urging current generations to act as stewards, not destroyers. The memory of vibrant reefs must drive us to protect what remains and work towards recovery. The future of coral reefs remains uncertain, but not entirely without hope. Scientists continue to research coral resilience, adaptation strategies, and restoration techniques. Chasing Coral concludes with a message that while the destruction is immense, there is still time for concerted global effort. The documentary inspires continued scientific inquiry and public engagement to secure a future where these vital ecosystems can thrive once more. It is a stark warning coupled with a desperate plea for a new trajectory for our planet's oceans. The Chasing Coral mission was urgent, to visually document the ongoing mass coral bleaching events. Richard Vevers and his dedicated team, including Zach Rago, faced immense technical and environmental challenges. They deployed innovative time-lapse camera systems in critical locations like the Great Barrier Reef and American Samoa. The resulting footage, shown on Netflix, provides undeniable proof of widespread coral death. This critical evidence reinforces scientific warnings about climate change's devastating impact on marine ecosystems, urging immediate global awareness and action. The fight for coral reefs continues beyond the filming of Chasing Coral. Organizations like the Ocean Agency and countless scientists and conservationists worldwide are actively working to protect and restore these vital ecosystems. The documentary serves as a powerful tool in their ongoing advocacy efforts, reaching audiences who might otherwise be unaware. It reminds us that environmental stewardship is a continuous process, requiring sustained commitment and global collaboration to address the root causes of climate change and safeguard marine biodiversity for future generations. The message of Chasing Coral remains as urgent today as it was upon its release. The world's coral reefs are in peril, vital ecosystems facing extinction due to human-induced climate change. The film's stunning visuals and heartbreaking narrative serve as a final plea to humanity. It asks us to look, to understand, and to act decisively. The future of our oceans, and indeed our planet, hangs in the balance. We must heed this warning and implement meaningful changes to protect these irreplaceable natural wonders before they are lost forever. For a complete and impactful understanding of this global crisis, Chasing Coral is available to stream on Netflix. The documentary offers an in-depth look at the science, the expedition, and the emotional toll of witnessing such widespread environmental devastation. It is essential viewing for anyone concerned about the future of our planet's oceans and the urgent need for climate action. Witness the beauty, the loss, and the compelling call to protect these magnificent underwater worlds.